Hey guys, Luke here, and welcome back to the Rugby League Live 3 Fan Hub. Now, obviously, this is the series that we started yesterday. Yesterday was Brett Morris. We're going through the biggest transfers, the biggest signings of the off-season. So obviously, Brett Morris moved from Dragons to the Bulldogs. This episode, we're going to be going through Ben Barba moving from the Broncos to the Sharks. I was going to say moving from the Bulldogs to the Sharks, but I've got to remember that he did end up playing that 1 year at the Broncos. Now, to be totally honest, looking at this player face, not that it's important or anything, but it does look like Ben Barba, which is kind of weird considering the Rugby League Live 2-1 looked kind of like him. But yeah, let's get into my thoughts on the signing, Ben Barba. For the Sharks, is it a great one? It's hard to say, really. He shouldn't be playing fullback. I think Michael Gordon's a better fullback. Thing is, he's still living off the reputation from 2012, and I know it's one of those ones where you just hope that it's going to come back, and I really can't see it coming back. This is from a Bulldog supporter, so it might be a bit bitter. It's going to be the honest truth. Like, it could be bitter. You could be thinking they're being like, well, you're just a Bulldog supporter, so of course you're going to say that, and that could be true. But this is just my personal opinion. Hasler had the team built around him, and unless the team's built around Barba, he's just another player, really. He's not going to be that superstar player. He's not going to be a representative player or anything. He's just going to be, he could just be a solid first grader possibly, but I don't see him. I mean, it's hard to say build around him because a lot of his spectacular things, like, you can't say, oh, it was all set up for him when he's, sidestepping 5-6 players in his own in goal and then running length of the field. Like, you can't work with that. It's just going to happen. That's just his pure talent doing that. But at the same time, I think he's had a few injuries. It might be the same similar. A good comparison might be Fernando Torres in terms of kind of got a few injuries, might have rushed back, some personal stuff going on. Then he moved clubs, kind of betrayed everybody, and it didn't hit it off there. And he just hasn't been the same since. And everyone keeps banking on him to return to that like world beater form, and it just doesn't seem to happen. But yeah, actually, the more I think about that, I think that is a great comparison. But obviously, the best of Barba is, obviously you've got the speed, he's got the stabbing, pretty much Milford but better. Think of it like that. Now, I think Broncos, it's a good move by them to get rid of Barba and then bring in Milford, because it's just like bringing in the old Barba, but a bit younger. But the Sharks, I think it is probably a good signing. At 5'8", I've seen him play at 5'8" at the Bulldogs, and I saw briefly parts of him playing 5'8" at the Broncos as well. But from his Bulldogs days, I remember him being, not a bad 5'8". He had Kamali outside him, but, he was still quite good. I remember kicking 40-20s. Like, obviously the pace, he had the X factor still there. It all depends really on how he recovers from these injuries and how much pace he got. I think last year the big problem was he bulked up too much, and I don't know what the coach was doing, and it just ruined him, which made his best assets were his speed and his step, and they kind of just disintegrated because he was too big, too immobile compared to what he normally was. And he's not one of those players who's got the strength to just bump off player after player like Inglis. So he's got to be steppy. So yeah, the coach definitely didn't play to Barba, which I think you need to do. The Sharks may do that, but in saying that, they still got Michael Gordon there, who I believe will be the fullback, and they also got Valentine Holmes, who eventually will take over fullback position. So I'm not sure if Barba's a long-term solution for 5'8", but that they definitely needed to replace Carney somehow, and Barba's probably the best they could do. So yeah, I don't think it's like a real top signing, but it's a good signing nonetheless. But for the price they're paying for him, from like what's been reported, probably not worth it. But you know what, if that's what they want to pay him, that's what they want to pay him. That's where we're going to leave the episode, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. I know this doesn't really look like Barba too much, apart from skin colour, I suppose. But yeah, hopefully you can leave a like. That'd be really much appreciated. And also, hopefully you can subscribe to my channel, and you can check out all my other videos. My Brett Morris one I just did yesterday, and check out all my other created players and all that sort of stuff, and just everything I've done in the Fan Hub. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.